Welcome back. Once again, Passive Income Time, bringing another video today. Today we're going to talk about, retirement, how to set it up, what you need to do, how to get started, and some basic tips, and really what the IRS requires, what you can put into your IRA, your individual retirement account. I'm going to break it down, give you some details, some points, and specifically what you need to do and how to get started if you want to get started today. Stand by. I'll be right back. This is my disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, but I've invested over 20 years in investments. So I think I have a general idea of what I'm doing, but as always, be careful. This is a warning. You don't want to always verify everything I'm talking about. Do your own due diligence, do your homework, and make sure what you're doing is the right thing, because you don't want to go bang your head and really hurt yourself in the future, because anything is possible. Okay, so to get started with the individual retirement account, an IRA, you can get started with $500 a month. If you don't have $500 a month, if you can put $200, $100, that's better than nothing. But you need to get started today. You're gonna find out where you can pull that out of your budget, where you can skip your latte, skip your Starbucks drive, whatever you need to do, and start putting it in funding your retirement account, because that's what you need to do. $500 may seem like a lot, or it may not seem like a lot, depending on who you are, how much income you currently draw in every day. But you've got to find a way to put $500 in your pocket, into your retirement account, because once you do that, it will pay off, it'll grow over time, and it will really help you out in the future, because that's what you really need to do, what you want to do. Because once you do that, anything is possible, and it can really help you out so much. Because when it comes down to it, by the end of the year, you will have put in approximately $6,000, even though the market may, maybe go up or down based off of that. But without any additional input into the market, you would have put in $6,000 in your retirement account. I mean, $6,000 is a lot. Average that over 10 years, that's $60,000 without any compound interest, without any movement within the stocks, without any movement in the mutual funds, whatever it may be. But $6,000 will grow over time. Whether you have nothing, $6,000 is a lot way to go. And this is 2020. 2020, a new year, the very first month of the year. You have 12 more months of this year to get started, to start finding the money, putting that money in. Because if you don't have, that money in the beginning, if you don't have this $500 right from the start, by the end of the year, you can add more into it, even into next year. Because you have a leeway going to next year when you start putting money more into your retirement account. I'm going to cover more details onto that. Okay, here we go, right from Investopedia, Roth and traditional IRA contribution limits for 2020. The 2020 Roth and traditional IRA contribution limit is $6,000. But if you're over 50 years old, you can deposit $7,000 in your account. This is pretty much the same as what it was last year. But there are some restrictions that could impact how much you can contribute and what you need to deduct on your tax return. So some key takeaways: the 2020 combined annual contribution limit for the Roth and traditional IRA is $6,000, or $7,000 if you're age 50 or older, which is unchanged from 2019. The Roth IRA contribution limits are reduced or eliminated at higher income levels, which I will cover in a few seconds. Traditional IRA contributions are deductible, but the amount you can deduct may be reduced or eliminated if you or your spouse is covered by a retirement plan at work. Once again, the traditional IRA contributions are deductible, but the amount you can deduct may be reduced or eliminated if you or your spouse is covered by a retirement plan at work. And the lower income tax brackets, taxpayers may be eligible for a saver's credit if they contribute to an IRA. Okay, so just so there's no confusion, let me just define this really quickly. You can only contribute to an IRA if you make an earned income. That means you work for a job and they give you a paycheck, they give you a salary, they get direct deposit into your account. And so with that earned income, you can contribute to an IRA. You can't just, if you don't work at all, you cannot contribute to an IRA. So let me make that clear. You have to have earned income coming into your pocket, whether you're working for somebody or whether you own or run a business. You have to have money that comes to you. The earned income includes money from wages, salaries, tips, bonuses, commissions, and self-employment income. Also, the IRS considers the disability retirement benefits such as earned income until you reach the age when you have received a pension or annuity if you don't have the disability. Some key notes on what doesn't count as earned income. Pay attention, a few right here. Alimony, child support, income from rental properties for all you real estate investors, interest and dividends from investments for all you stock investors, pay you receive while an inmate in a penal institution, in prison basically, retirement income, Social Security, and unemployment benefits. So once again, alimony, child support, income from rental properties, interest and dividends from investments, pay you receive while an inmate in a penal institution, retirement income, Social Security, and unemployment benefits. Spousal IRAs, if you don't have earned income, is for spouses that, you don't have an income because you work at home, you can open what's called a spousal IRA. These accounts allow a person with earned income to contribute on behalf of their spouse who doesn't work for pay. So your husband or your wife, whoever it may be, they can contribute for you because that's a great benefit. It's helping, both a husband and wife, build up that retirement income and help it to grow as a dual couple. So you can structure a spousal IRA as a traditional or Roth IRA. Either way, the spouse with earned income can contribute to both spouses' IRAs, provided they have earned income to cover both contributions. A lot of numbers, a lot of information here, but I'm going to really cover this key one here. If you're a single head of household and you don't live with your spouse anytime during the year, you can only contribute $6,000 if your income is less than $124,000 in a year. If you're married, filing jointly, or qualifying whatever, if your income is less than $196,000 a year, you can contribute the $6,000. But if you're making between $196,000 to $205,000 and $999, your contribution is reduced. If you're making over $206,000 in a year, you're not eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA. There's other details, but like I said, this is also off of Investopedia. You can look up IRA contribution limits. For a traditional IRA in 2020, a single head of household, qualifying widower, married, filing jointly, or separate, you can contribute the full amount. If you're making $124,000 or more, there's no deduction. So you cannot make a deduction off a traditional IRA if you're making $124,000 or more. If you're married, filing jointly, or qualifying widower, and you're making $104,000 or less, there's a full deduction up to the amount of your contribution limit. If you're married, filing jointly, and your income is $196,000 or less, you can have a full deduction up to the amount of your contribution limit. If you're making more than $196,000 but less than $206,000, there's a partial deduction based on what you contribute to your IRA. If you're making over $206,000, there is no deduction. You cannot make a deduction contributing to your IRA. This is another keynote. If you happen to contribute more than or too much into your IRA, you will get taxed, or you'll have to pay a penalty. You could owe up to 6% penalty if you contribute more into your IRA. I did that once when I was pretty early on when I was investing. I was doing the calculation. I must have mixed it up somehow and put in too much in, I think, the last month of the year. And so I had to I think I paid a little penalty. I don't remember exactly, but it was a while ago. But just keep on top of how much you're contributing into your IRA. And if you need to, you can always hire a pro, work with them. They can help you out. You can go through Merrill Lynch, Betterment, Robinhood, or others that are out there. But I'm going to drop the link below to mine. Open up a new account. You can check it out and get started. Accounts to Robinhood and Webull. You can check it out below. Pretty simple. It doesn't cost you anything to get started. But back to what I was talking about. What is the average retirement income in the U.S.? So when you want to retire, with the average retirement income, based on what currently right now, what people are doing right now, how much they save for retirement. The average income for individuals who are 65 and older back in 2012, almost 10 years ago, they had saved $31,742, according to an AARP Public Policy Institute analysis of the Census Bureau data. Most of these people who are 65 and older received Social Security payments. Average for at the time for women was $11,999 for each year for a woman. For a male, it was $16,295 for a man. Once again, this is in 2012. So let me break that down for you. For a woman, so for each month, she would make about $999 a month. That's not a whole lot. So Social Security should be your backup. That's why you need to get started and open your IRA or contribute to your retirement account, whether your job has one, or you have a 401k, or you want to get started with an IRA, because you have many options to do that. For a male, the average retirement that he earned was $1,357.91. So it may be all right for some, but maybe not be a lot for others. So, that's why you need to contribute, because, the Social Security is a backup plan. It shouldn't be your primary. So hopefully you need to get started, or find a way to get started and start contributing to your IRA. Okay, so can you get by on the average retirement income? This is what this article says off of NerdWallet. This is as of 2018. I'm sure the numbers are going to be different based on whatever research they did, and of course the other one I've done, and others I'm going to talk about later on. But this is just an average. Average household led by a retiree made $48,000 annually before taxes, and in this group they spend roughly $46,000 a year. So the retirees, $1 trillion allowance, by far is through Social Security, which in 2018 paid out a total of $1 trillion in benefits, according to the Social Security Administration. As I mentioned earlier, average monthly Social Security benefit was $1,412, or just shy of $17,000 a year. This is per worker and not per household, so it's really not a whole lot. Like I said, Social Security is your backup plan. Please do not make Social Security your main goal for retirement. I'm encouraging you to find the money you need to start putting away. Whether you can only put $10 a month, it's better than nothing, because that $10 a month, I'm sure it will grow to maybe $20, $30 down the road, depending how old you are and depending on how the market does in the future. I'm not an economist. I can't visualize what's going to happen in the future, but you have to make the sacrifices today. But you make the sacrifices today, it will help you in the long run, help you in the future, because yes, everyone wants to go to Disney World. Everybody wants that fancy new car. Everybody wants that, the Coach purse or whatever. But when you spend that money, you're taking away the hundreds of thousands of dollars you can have later on in the future, because you've got to look more toward the future and what you may need. And it could really help you out so much. And so getting by on multiple income streams, is what I really like, getting in multiple income streams, different passive income streams, whatever you may be doing. But so if you're hoping you're going to get inheritance for a long lost uncle, if you're really hoping for that, let me tell you what, it's not going to happen. All right. It's most likely not going to happen. So in 2012, just 1% of retirees, they received an inheritance from, somebody within their family. So where do retirees think that their income is coming from? Where do they say that their retirement is coming from? 61% get their income from Social Security. 14% get it from a company-funded pension plan. 10% get it from a 401k, a 403b, or an IRA. That's only 10%. 1%, like I said, is inheritance. Home equity is less than 1%. You're taking it out of your home. You're still working. It's less than 1%. 11% from other savings and investments. And then there's 3% for other. I don't know what the other is. But you see, 10% of people are only putting into money into a retirement plan, 401k, 403, IRA. So this is the perfect thing you need to do to put some money away today, not for tomorrow, because you really need to do it. You see, you've heard all these numbers. They don't look good. They don't sound good. And when you're living in those times, when you're living in the future, you don't want to be poor. You don't want to be relying on your kids. You don't want to be relying on the government. You want to be able to rely on yourself. So I'm encouraging you to, open up an IRA. Well, like I said, it's not financial advice. I'm just encouraging you to do that, to look toward your future. And if you're betting on, if you're like to invest in cryptocurrency, I encourage you to be careful, because even cryptocurrency, that could wreak havoc, because that market is crazy. I've been involved with cryptocurrency for a couple of years now, and it is crazy. You really can't rely on what's going to happen, because a lot of players really make money off of you, like you and me, because they want to make money, and they don't really care about you. Okay, this one is from the newretirement.com. The average retirement income for 2019. So how do you compare? As more and more baby boomers are headed in retirement, there's a growing conversation about how to generate adequate retirement income from retirement assets. Even when some of the good news, many of us are still coming up short. This is for those of you a little bit older who want to find out what you might need to do. I'm going to give you a couple tips out of here. According to the most recent research from Boston College, the percentage of retirees in 2019 who are at risk of not having enough is about 50%. 50%. And this is despite the fact the average retirement income is 2019 is up. It's higher than what it was before. Perhaps more due to seniors working, longer in different places all in retirement. Okay. This is really what it's saying. If your average income, if you're relying on Social Security in the near future, more than 65% or 85% of people 65 and older get Social Security. Among the elderly, Social Security beneficiaries, 50% or more married couples and 71% of unmarried couples receive 50% of most of their income from Social Security, as I mentioned earlier. A bit of good news, the average monthly Social Security income got a 2.8% boost in 2019 due to the cost of living adjustment. So they've got a little raise in their paycheck from Social Security, which is a good thing. The boost raised the average monthly Social Security payment for a retired worker to $1,461 in 2019 from $1,422 in 2018. So it's about $40 more, $39 more, based off of that. So that is better than nothing. As you can see, retirees today are more dependent than ever on Social Security income. One of the biggest problems is that with this approach is the fact the program isn't incredibly stable, which we've all heard. We keep hearing about Social Security is going to run out of money, 5, 10, or 20 years from now. We know that's possible, but most likely the benefits are going to get cut, they're going to get lowered, and the number of people retiring, the retirement age will be pushed up higher. So that's what I've heard through the grapevine. So you've got to be careful. One thing you got to think about, you can't rely on Social Security to be there for you when you're hoping to retire at 65, 66, 68, or 70, whatever it may be. And make it keep getting pushed further and further along the way, so to get that full benefit from the Social Security. I mentioned in my previous video, if you haven't checked it out, you need to go to ssa.gov. From ssa.gov, you can find out what you will get from Social Security based on how much money you put into Social Security already. I encourage you to check it out and find out more. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You're going to enter your information, and you're going to find out how much. If you're retired today, you'll find out how much you will get in retirement. So I encourage you to check out that link. Okay, so how to boost your Social Security income? The best way to get more from Social Security is postponing collecting it until you hit that full retirement age, whatever it may be. For some people, it may be 62. For other people, it may be 65. Other people, it may be 67. This is what they're encouraging you to do, because when you do that, you will get more. It could be an extra $100, it could be extra $200, $300 a month. And that could really help you out. So might mean you might have to work another year at your job. And this is from a Transamerica retirement survey. 31% of people, baby boomers, expect their primary source of retirement income to be self-funded from accounts such as 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, and other savings. See, the older generation, baby boomers, are looking to get more money because they've started to put money into these retirement accounts. So I know a lot of my audience here is not at that point yet. So that's why I'm encouraging you to look at these retirement accounts today to, put some money away, because it will really help you out in the future. So some other tips this article is suggesting, if you're young, max out your 401k, max out your TSP, or start your IRA. Keep up with contributions, and find a way you can cut out that Starbucks coffee, cut out that coach person, whatever it may be, and start putting that money toward your retirement. And pay, really, you've got to pay yourself first. That's what I really believe. You've got to pay yourself first. One of the first two things I do with my money, I try to pay myself first. I try to put that money away, and so you're not going to see it. A lot of things, it comes out automatically if you have it set up to your account through a lot of these companies. They'll pull that money immediately out of your account, so you won't even see it, you won't even notice it. The first month or two, you may notice it. You might say, "Hey, I'm a little short this month," but then you'll get used to it. You'll be comfortable. You'll be fine with it. You've got to make it like a normal bill that you have coming out of your paycheck every month. Okay, and then the very few that do have pensions, some people do have pensions. A mere 31% of today's retirees have retirement income from a pension, which is a 6% drop over recent years. These numbers only can continue to go further downward. The median annual pension benefit ranges from $9,262 for private pensions to $22,172 for a federal government pension, and $24,592 for a railroad pension. So even those numbers, it's good, but it's still not a whole lot to really live a comfortable life. So that's why I'm encouraging you. Even though you may work for the military, even though you may work for the railroad, even though you may work for a federal government job, yes, you may have or even a teacher. If you have these sources of income that are going to come in later, it really may not be enough for you to retire comfortably. So you've got to start putting away extra money into an IRA, which I keep hinting, throughout this video. Okay, and the average retirement income for 2019. So how do you compare? This is from securemoneyadvisors.com. This is a blog somebody came up with. Basically, your retirement income, like this article is saying, it doesn't grow on trees, but you can make it grow. You can make your money grow. So you've got to put the money away. Find the way to put the money away, and it's going to grow. And it's going to build over time. It's going to grow. It's like planting a tree. You plant a tree in your yard, and over a year, it's going to keep growing. It's going to get taller and taller and taller, and so on. It's the same thing with the retirement income. If you're putting money away, it may not look like a lot in the beginning. It may only be like $100, $200 that first few months, but by the end of the year, you can have over $1,000, almost several $1,000, and over several years down the road, it could be tens of thousands of dollars, and even further down the road, it could be even 6 figures or maybe even 7 figures of income, retirement income, that you can live off of. You can supplement your Social Security. I'm encouraging you to think about it and consider if you don't already have a retirement income. Like I mentioned, some of these retirement incomes that are available to you. Anyone can do this. Anyone can get started. I'm really encouraging you to do it, and you've got to do it for yourself. You've got to do it for your future, your family, and so you're not being a burden to your kids. Because personally, I don't want to be a burden to my kids. I want to let them live their own life, because they're going to have their own issues. This whole student debt thing. They're going to probably have student debt for them. They may most likely have student debt. I don't know, maybe or maybe not. We'll see how that goes. But that's one thing they have to worry about. Okay, so in the future, it's really what it comes down to. Everything I've talked about, you want to prepare for your future, because you want to be like this couple sitting back and enjoying retirement, walking along the beaches, enjoying yourself in the future, and sitting back and relaxing, because you don't want to be sitting there working behind it, being a cashier at some place, or cooking food at a fast food restaurant. You want to sit back and enjoy yourself, because you've worked too hard all your life, and you want to sit back and enjoy the future. Walk through, enjoy your time. You want to sit back, relax, enjoy the beaches, enjoy the waters, enjoy the sun, enjoy everything, because once you do that, you will have a greater impact over everybody. You don't have other people worrying about you, trying to supplement, trying to help you out, getting, giving you money, get through the day. Because if you can sit back and relax, because you worked so hard all your life to get to this point, You want to start early and do this today and get it done early and as soon as possible. So if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe, click the bell for notification, but check out the other video below, because the other video talk about more about passive income, so you can get other ideas if you already have, you know, your retirement account set up and you were looking for other ways to put passive income in your pocket. So check out these other videos, and I'll give you a couple of tips on things I've been doing, and so you might get some ideas and try to help you out and try to change everything for your future. So if you haven't already, you know, like this video, subscribe, click the bell notification. I will see you again this Friday with another passive income video. But take care. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.